Imagine it's 1 a.m. You're fast asleep when suddenly, the crackle of a massive fire and the smell of burning would wake you up. You look out your window and see your neighbor, who just got back from the bars, hosting a wild bonfire party right against your wooden fence. But this isn't just a cozy fire. Someone throws a drink or a chemical into the flames, and suddenly, your property is literally melting. This is exactly what happened to our plaintiff today. He's taking his neighbor to court for destroying his expensive prefabricated fence. But the neighbor isn't apologizing. In fact, he's claiming the fire didn't even cause the damage. He has a theory involving a shouting wife and a human backrest that left Judge Judy speechless. Let's break down the chaos of the midnight bonfire case. The story begins on a lakefront property. It's a peaceful neighborhood until the defendant decides to bring the after-party home. He admits to Judge Judy that he and 4 friends had been out drinking at the bars. When the bars closed around 1 a.m., they weren't ready for the night to end. They headed back to his house, lit up the fire pit, and kept the drinks flowing. Now, anyone who has ever handled a fire knows that alcohol and flames are a deadly combination. The plaintiff claims that at some point, the fire got out of control. It wasn't just a small campfire anymore. It was an inferno. The heat was so intense that the wooden panels of the neighbor's fence began to char and warp. The plaintiff even alleges that someone threw an inflammatory substance, likely a high-proof alcoholic drink, directly into the fire, causing a massive plume of flame to lick the side of his property. When Judge Judy asks the defendant if the fire got larger, he surprisingly admits it. He doesn't deny the party or the fire. But here's where things get Judge Judy famous. He looks the judge in the eye and says the fire didn't cause the bowl or the damage in the fence. His logic? He claims the fence was already ruined because of the neighbor's wife. According to him, the wife uses the fence like a piece of gym equipment. He tells the court that she climbs on top of a bench and leans over the fence to yell all kinds of stuff at him. He literally argues that they used the fence as a backrest, and that's why it's leaning and broken. He even tries to bring in a witness to testify that they saw the wife shaking the fence. Judge Judy isn't buying it for a second. She points out the obvious. Leaning on a fence doesn't leave black char marks and heat damage. The physical evidence shows the wood was cooked, not just pushed. But just as the plaintiff thinks he has a slam dunk case, the defendant flips the script. He claims this isn't about a fence at all. It's about a long-standing feud over a boat dock and property lines. He's launching a counterattack that could change the whole dynamic of the courtroom. Is the defendant a dangerous party animal? Or is the plaintiff a nightmare neighbor who's using a tiny fire to settle an old grudge? We'll find out in part 2, where Judge Judy delivers a reality check that nobody saw coming.